As a kid, my parents had a piece of property, and we go out and have bonfires and explore the forest. I've been looking for land on and off since I was a teenager. Just a piece of land with nothing on it, and this one came up. Without stepping foot on it, I knew this was the one. Just drove up beside it, and I saw the forest, and I saw the fields, and I knew it was on a river, and this was it. There was no road, no trails, no clearings, nothing. Just a deep, almost impassable, thick forest. We cleared a road with just one axe and made the road through the forest and cleared a tiny area and set up a little campsite in the middle of the forest. The land is about 90 acres. For the Jamland event, we used about 10, maybe 15 acres. It is a huge amount of work. It's a lot of hauling logs and stacking wood and building the stage and mowing and maintenance of the areas. It is so worth it to bring together a community of good, kind people. It's so fulfilling to create such a wonderful, positive energy through laughter and friendship with live music, and to be able to dance that energy back into the earth.
It's not going to be easy.
No.
Piece of cake. Colin said just pop it in there.
Pick it up, drop it in, yeah. We are in the process right now of trying to replace this beam, which is totally rotting out at the bottom. The bugs and termites and carpenter ants and whatever other flying insects have got in there and eaten away the bottom, so you can kind of take a screwdriver and basically put it right through the bottom of this support post. We're in the process of replacing that with a different post because we don't want the stage to fall down. I'm pretty confident that this whole stage build thing is going to work, or replacing the support beams. Confident it's going to work. We might have to make some adjustments on the way on our strategy. My biggest concern at this point is fitting this beam into the place that it has to go. It's going to be a really tight fit. So we'll see. Fingers crossed we're going to be able to make it happen.
Today, in theory, we've got everything we need to
but
make it happen.
Makes sense. I skinned a log.
Really holding this tree up well.
Yeah, this tree would actually fall down if it wasn't for me.
Yeah. Moving wood. Moving wood. Oh, I got to move wood balloon.
It's nice to be able to come out and do something, give back to coming here and having fun.
I think we're all really just here to lift this log.
That's the main deal, right?
Everything I've done up to now is only leading up to now.
So you're here for an uplifting experience.
Yes, exactly.
I only came for the erection.
The first time I was there, I thought, wow, this is such a great idea. I mean, music out in the middle of the forest, and not just music, but a stage and a PA system and some lights and, you know, the power that it takes to run it until the wee hours of the morning, and then, you know, all the people that are there to enjoy it, all the like-minded people. And that was just the first year, and it's grown so much since then. And every time I go there, I think to myself the exact same thing that I thought the first time. It's like, this can't be any better. This can't be any better. And then the next time, it's better. Which just makes me want to go back over and over and over. You know, it kind of all blurs together. which is great because then it's just one big Jamland.
For me now, it's more about groove, you know, tone and groove pretty much. I've played at some big festivals, and I've played in front of 30,000 people before. There's really a distance between you and the audience at a festival like that one. With something like Jamland, everybody is one entity there. Sure, there's the band and there's the audience, but we're all together for the weekend.
And those moments that seem to crystallize based on the energy of the room and the immediacy of the moment that you don't get from a polished act. And in the moment you come up with something that maybe is greater than yourself. You hope it goes somewhere, and sometimes it doesn't. But then every once in a while there's that moment where something happens spontaneously that you couldn't possibly replicate.
In the moment experimentation, sometimes it's great, and sometimes you fall a little flat, but that's okay too, because you get to move forward and just to build it back up again.
There's always a certain structure in the jam, a certain structure, but there's also the freedom to run with it.
If you're listening as much as you're playing, then you're going to strike a balance. You're going to get to a good spot in whatever it is you're doing musically, I think.
Bottoms up, tell it to my face. You give it to me slow with something to chase. Make it a double and I'll make you feel free when you go out drinking with me.
From all the four corners, they were always fighting. Revelation time is here, watch out for lightning. The world serve is night, they were always fighting. So we keep on fighting.
If you're going to divide music into time, what's more important is the space where there's no music. It's the absence of what's going on.
Hey, hello, honey. Where are you off to now? Oh, if you want me to, I could drive you into town. The keys are on the car. Where did you get installed? As your brother must have grown to feed this all. And if you think you could love me for all the days to come, I will try to stay alive, see the people.
All right, whenever you guys are ready.
Oh, we're ready. Here we are.
Here we
I tell you
are.
to talk loud so we can
relatively
get...
loud.
Yeah, relatively loud.
Okay. We got these great shirts. I'm this Scott, and this guy is
I'm not Scott.
not Scott, okay? Don't get confused with that. But we are the Scott and Scott Cam. Hopefully on this second round, people know that we're harmless. It's Jamland.
Yep.
It's a good scene. Tell your friends, tell your family, bring them out.
Yeah, that's great. Do you have a car dealership or something that you can do ads for?
Oh, I should know.
Yeah. We're going to get some good interviews. In fact, there were a number of people that said, hey, we missed you guys last time, and we want to get on the camera for this time. So we've got big expectations for this one.
Nothing but
Especially
disappointment.
We've got the steady cam here, so no matter how much I'm shaking, you know, it should be a lot steadier this time. Remember the one Star Trek episode where they had
The trouble with tribbles.
That's it,
Yes,
tribbles. Yeah,
yes.
it looks like a big tribble. It looks like 3 tribbles.
It is.
Yeah.
From space. Yeah.
Yeah, here we go.
Yes, I've been to every Jamland. I have been the photographer at every Jamland, and most of the pictures on the website I have taken. It's my contribution to what's going on here because nobody wants to hear me sing. What are your favorite pictures? Like, I know you got some by the fire and the stage shots. What's your favorite part of taking these shots? Don't you want to pan on him asking the question?
No,
because the look on his face is so sincere. Okay, just a minute. I'm liking the guy with the camera.
Hey there, hi there, ho there. Live from Jamland.
Look busy. Look busy. Look busy. Look busy. Look busy. Look busy.
I think it somehow brings me closer to who I am, like without sounding all mystical or anything.
This girl's doing the hula hoop. That boy bounce around like a pogo stick. Everybody flying their own spaceship, doing the hippie flip. Feel the flow of the universe. Lay aside your daily cares. Come with me on a fishing trip. Let's do the hippie flip. Do the hippie flip.
I probably know literally 95% of the people that are here tonight. I think that's really, and it's all music connections.
How can you not make friends with those ears, though? Really?
I just want to say, like, tomorrow is going to be my 50th birthday, and I could not think of a better place to be in with a better crowd of people. I couldn't be in a better place with better people, and I'm pretty stoked to be here.
Look at him go.
Watch this. That's it. Yeah. I just cut it. Cut. No, cut it. No, cut it.
Okay, no comment.
There you go, cooking up a feast for the potluck down there.
They said hippies are vegetarians. I don't think so.
Toilet. The idea of taking an assortment of twigs, branches, scrap pieces of wood, odds and ends, assorted screws and nails, and turning it into something as wonderfully useful and aesthetic as an outhouse. I mean, life doesn't get any better than that.
My name's Nate, and this is Dana. I was in a band called Madgrass. My band also played. And at the end of the gig, I asked my soon-to-be wife up on the stage and asked her if she'd marry me.
He brought me up on stage, and he told everyone that he loved me and that he wanted to marry me. And I believe I called him an ass, to which everyone said, "Is that a yes?"
Long story short, we got married a year after that, which was last year.
And we got married last year. First proposal ever at Jamland.
Yeah, that's our Jamland story. First proposal ever at Jamland.
I just got married in August.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And all their friends and family are here, but we were out in the boonies in Nova Scotia. And so we were thinking about what we could do for a honeymoon. And we have 2 kids. We're like, we can't go away for a week, right? What are we gonna do? So we decided to drop the kids at the folks in Toronto, and we flew back here and came here for our honeymoon.
So this is your honeymoon?
This is my honeymoon,
Wow.
yeah.
Honestly, it just reeks of romance. It really does.
It really does. My tent
Yeah.
smells exactly like wet dog. It's beautiful. We borrowed it from a friend. We're like, what is that smell? Like, oh, happy honeymoon, babe.
So they can't afford any of the extra things that you need to pay
Ready to go?
Yeah, we met in high school.
We met in high school, yeah.
Been together for 25 years.
And that changed everything.
Well, old Bill Lays, he's a mighty good man, like to eat his noodles from a frying pan. Wake up in the morning about the break of dawn.
I met my wife in high school and really fell in love with her shortly thereafter, and she's like the awesomest chick ever. She's allowed me to do what I have to do with very little complaints, and Lord knows it's got to be tough living with a guy like me.
We were never in the same classes. It was grade 13, and it was Christmas, and they had the Christmas assembly, and Russ was doing his little skit, and he was dressed up as Santa, and I was in German class doing a little skit, and I was dressed up as an elf in a nice green garbage bag. And outside the assembly doors, we sort of ran into each other, and Rusty says, "Hey, I'm Santa. Why don't you sit on my lap and talk about the first thing that pops up?" Well, then it was funny because we ended up in the same bar that night, and kind of hooked up from there because my friend had a crush on him, so we kept following him around all night. But it was me and him that sort of caught each other's eyes and exchanged phone numbers.
I've been married to my wife for 20 years this year, and I mean, God bless her, she's been through the whole process with me.
I don't mind if you don't care, yeah. You said you just want to sit in my easy chair. You said I stumbled across a rambling rose, yeah.
Rusty and I tried to get pregnant. We tried not to get pregnant for the first 10 years we were together, then tried to get pregnant for the next 10 years, and never worked. And I was very sad that I couldn't create something with the man that I love with my heart and soul. But we had a discussion about whether or not we wanted to just be parents, and we decided finally yes we did. So we went through that crazy process of becoming adoptive parents, and got a call on a Wednesday and took Gabby home 2 days later on a Friday, and it was the best decision we ever made. She's just beautiful. She's going to be 4, and we're together for 5 years before we got married, and then we were married 16 years, and you wonder, is this something you want to really ultimately change after so many years of marriage? Do you want to rock that boat? What will that do to our relationship? And it was the best thing ever, actually. So.
What else is there? Music, life, love, right?
If there's nothing new under the sun, let's sing, dance now. Love's more wild than a bullet from a gun. Let's sing, dance. Like seeds upon
Okay.
the
Go ahead. Sorry.
in my heart, they slipped into the sand. What happens to all the time we make? You're there and then it's past, and the song goes by fast. Too caught up in myself to make the moment last.
You know, most of my close friends are around music and playing. The cool thing about having such great friends and a great scene is that everyone seems to kind of figure out a way of keeping everybody together. It's cool as you get older that, you know, there's some consistency and continuity in life with people that, you know, seem to kind of, you might not see them for a while, but when they pop in your life again, it's nice.
For me, the music is my #1 way to be present, in the sense that it allows me to check out of your day-to-day worries and just be there in the moment in that song.
Full moon on my shoulder, lighting darkness in my way.
Songwriting's always been a way of processing what's gone on in my life and making sense of it. A way of getting through life when you're wounded, so that it doesn't get jailed up inside.
To your light, keep that devil from my door.
I think music connects us. You know, it's about kind of expressing something that's real to you. You know, we all kind of share similar experiences, and when we kind of sing together or play together and dance together, I think that really kind of helps us draw from each other's strengths.
Group called Organic Groove, and we always bring our drums here, and then people jam between sets of music. It's like thunder drumming, totally free. Victoria Park about 10 years ago, and I could hear like a heartbeat of drums. I actually started drumming because I was in this park walking and I heard the sound. It was kind of like a heartbeat, and it was a community drum circle. We have people from all walks of life, all ages. It's just kind of a joyful way to get together.
I'm at the Organic Groove Drum Circle.
We try to welcome everybody to our drumming community here.
Hey, I'm Tim, and this is my house. My wife Jennifer and I have lived here for 4 years, and we have, people call it a micro farm. We're 1 and a bit acres. We have a bunch of chickens and sheep, and then more chickens and more chickens. This year we hatched out some of our own chickens. They hatched some eggs this spring, and we hatched a bunch in our incubator, and we snuck them out as they dried off. We snuck them out under the mum chickens, and they just sort of went, oh, okay, more chickens. Wow, I hatched a lot of eggs. They're pretty mellow. They kind of do a lot of this all day. This is Jennifer. She does most of this, actually. I go to work during the day. I just come home at night and lift things and move things.
I thought we were going to talk about Jamland.
Kinda, this is what you do when you're not at Jamland.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
This is why it's hard for me to make work weekends and stuff, because I have farmland.
You've got work weekends.
Yeah. So this is our lawnmower. The sheep sort of almost came here as a joke. A friend of ours who raises big sheep had 3 of these guys. He lost one because they got batted around by the other big sheep, and he really wanted to get rid of them when it was complaining. We went and picked them up in our hatchback and brought them here. A lot of what the animals do for us is they provide all the fertility for the garden, so we don't have to buy in any fertilizer or compost ourselves. I mean, it's more work to do it this way. It's way easy to have a guy with a trailer come and dump 6 yards of compost on the driveway. It makes it more of a closed loop.
The whole point is to be able to actually make all the gardens pretty much self-sustaining. So we'll cut these little leaves, then they'll either go to the chickens or in our vermicompost. And you see stuff all over the ground in the forest, and yeah, nobody kind of takes care of it, but it seems to still maintain itself. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. And
last fall we built a greenhouse because the weather sucks. Sorry, I heard this rustling noise that sounded like dog going through plastic window. We have a very fast dog, and I worry a lot about the greenhouse. But mercifully, she hasn't gone through it yet. Do you want to look inside it?
Sure.
It's cool. So everything is on, because we're on a bit of a hill. I noticed it with the buckets. Everything leans a little bit. It looks kind of cockeyed. Right now, this feeds us a lot of salad. This is way easier than going shopping. Except the 3.5 years of work to get it to do this. Jamland is sort of my big, it's like 2 weekends a year where I get to play rock star.
You kiss me, babe, bring me right back around. Well, if you kiss me, baby, bring me right back around. Well, one of your sweet kisses, you know I love is safe and sound.
Over those hills, tie me down, just hold me still. Try so hard to make it all seem right. Dust don't settle on the tracks at night. You don't know, but you ought to take the time to get it right. Yesterday falls down. again. Down to the valley and back again. Hard to say when it's time to go. Staring at the hill from down below.
This is fantastic. This is just like out of the 60s.
Life is good at Jamland.
It's fantastic.
Awesome.
It's incredible.
That's all we have to say.
Yeah, so Jamland, what a great spot, you know. It's
How often have you been here? How many times?
This is my third encounter. I'm pretty new to Ontario. I'm actually from Texas. Was pleasantly surprised to find how much good music there is in Southern Ontario, you know. So, yeah.
We have the anonymous Blue Jay here, wanting to share his experiences of Jamland. So where do you want to take it?
Well, I was just flying up north. I was gonna go settle around Elora, just relax. I've hatched my chicks and baby birds and stuff like that, so I was just ready to roll. And I heard some awesome tunes. Awesome, like a lot of jam in it, a lot of band, you know what I mean? It was like, BAM! I gotta stop here for the weekend, just enjoy myself. I like how everyone's respecting nature. I haven't seen anyone littering, and people are being very respectful of the wildlife. I'm just excited to be here, and I'm gonna fly here next year.
You're making it beautiful.
Trying to.
And how many times have you been here?
For me, I perform here.
What group are you with?
I'm with Rose Garland. We're from St. Catharines, Niagara, and Joni somehow found us maybe 7-8 years ago and vowed to make us one of her little house bands here.
And you play for Rose Garland also?
No, not myself. I'm more of a roadie with my uncle.
So what's your favorite part of Jamland?
Just being in the forest, I think. The combination of nature and music and freedom of expression.
I think the best jams that we have are when you can tell that everybody is listening to everybody else.
If you don't have paper to go by, if you're playing sheet music, your only map is the guy next to you. Right.
In your own head, you're thinking, man, we couldn't have written that had we ever tried. And I think those are the best ones.
It's not just playing the song. I mean, lots of bands play the song with the line really well.
It's never going to be played the same twice because you are in that moment and listening to each other.
And you just get this wonderful twisting synergy of music that goes on.
You're sharing the music with, as you would a conversation, and it goes around and it bounces off the individuals.
It's unspoken communication, right?
It's music lacking borders.
Take me out to the land of the past, Miracle Lane, down to good friends of mine. A stage made of trees and a trailer or two. We warm by the fire and sip that cold Mountain Dew. And then we go, and then we sing, and then we go, and then we sing.
It's listening to each other and feeling each other out and trying to meld into one another. I guess we do a little bit of jamming, but bluegrass is more, it's not taking it out to the different far spaces necessarily as much as keeping the lead within the pocket of the melody. That said, I wouldn't be playing bluegrass if I wasn't listening to jam bands.
I think everybody realizes the importance of music in their life. But the people I surround myself with, I think, have the freedom of expression going on there.
Oh, innovator, where do you roam? My name is Frankie Lee. Won't you make this house a home? I miss the good time. I miss the good time that we had.
Best music is when you actually forget everything about music theory, forget everything you know.
You also need to think less and don't worry about what it is you're playing, just play.
Well, you can always go for a train wreck, get far on a limb, and that limb might break. And everyone's left standing around wondering what to do next.
Once in a while you can have a musical crescendo. On the same hand, you can have a musical train wreck too. But I find with the fans of this scene, they're very forgiving. If you have a bit of a musical train wreck, they'll just wait for the next jam.
I mean, there is rules. Like jazz, there's your basic musical theoretical rules. And you follow that basic set of rules and then see what else happens after that.
There's nothing better than when the band is just building and building and building and peaking, and it's like sax, right? Really.
They're feeling the thump and the bump and away they go. So smiles on faces and people moving, that keeps it going forever.
Singing my cues and I'm playing my P's and I'm trying to never know. But the ditch dog cried for a cup of tea, and I'm trying to let it go. So here I stand on my own 2 feet. You're trying to let it show that your clutch is mine, but I fail to see how you draw connections faithfully.
Initially, it was just the front stage that I'm standing on and a tarp as a cover. We tried to do it initially with all stuff that's just cut on the property, and it makes for some tricky building. And we actually had to replace some of the stuff we did at the start. So we decided, you know what, for some of the staging, we're going to use bought lumber. All the planks we're standing on though are from trees that were cut down on the property, and actually Joni had a chainsaw mill, and she spent hours and hours and hours planing all these planks. It took her a long time, but so that part of it is from the trees. This place is magic for me. Come June, you get a bunch of friends out here and live music and big bonfire, and doesn't really get any better in my mind. So.
And in the meantime, you've got all these great people that love what you're doing, and they're taking a chance with you. You know, they're dancing, having a good time, and they're pushing you to take that chance. That's what's so good about it.
This is the stuff that's going on in the back of your mind while you're sitting at work.
Song's not done. Go down the road, she said to me. Don't mind the clock, your time is free.